how do you know the Bible is true? How do you know that these pages are true? How do you know? Well, there's a million reasons, but one of, probably not the most important, but one very important thing that you need to know is that if these words were not the words of God, this story would not be in the Bible. This makes Jewish people look terrible to Jewish people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to treat women with dignity and respect, especially a Samaritan, especially a sexually immoral woman, it wouldn't be in here. It would not be in here. This takes these cultural taboos and Jesus shatters them. And it's only in here because the Spirit of the true and living God told John to write it. And there is no other reason to put it in the Bible. There is no other reason to put the fact that women were the very first evangelists in the Bible, unless it was true. Men, back then, they were not enlightened as they are today. And I say that, and I mean it. Women should be treated with dignity and respect. And guess what? Everywhere that the gospel of Jesus goes, women are treated with more dignity and respect. You can see there's an absence of the gospel of Jesus in the Middle East. Because women in most places are not treated with dignity and respect. There are some places that if a woman gets raped, she gets stoned to death. She is a farm animal. She is second rate, third rate. That's a shame. But everywhere in this gospel, how do you know it's true? And in your heart and in your mind, because you're an image bearer, you know what I just said is wrong. Slavery is wrong. Treating women as second rate is wrong. And we know that. You don't have to be convinced of that. And that's why, guys, everywhere the gospel of Christ goes, women are treated with dignity and respect more and more. No matter what our culture tries to say about us. Well, you're old-fashioned and it says for women to submit to their husband. And that's true. As unto the Lord. If your husband tells you to do something sinful, you don't do it. You come to your pastor. And I will deal with him. And me and Andy and Jason will deal with him. If your husband gets this great idea to do something sinful, you don't submit to that. Again, guys, when the Word of God, how do you know that the words of Paul, the bigot, the sexist, the homophobe, how do you know what he's saying is true? Because 2,000 years ago, over in the Middle East, you would never tell someone to honor your wife. Men, love your wives like Christ loves the church. That is supreme love. That is supreme dignity. Is Jesus not kind to us? Is Jesus not loving to us? Is Jesus not patient with us? Does Jesus not put us first in the sense of loving us and dying for us and sacrificing for us physically? Sacrificing by the sweat and blood of his own bride. I mean, just love your wife not in a great way, but in a supreme way. You didn't say that 2,000 years ago. You would not. You just wouldn't. Unless the Spirit of the living God told you to.